Thank you and welcome all again for the video Dr. R.S. and you on science of cosmetics and personal care products. Kindly view my part 1, the introductory video, where I have introduced myself and also explained about the purpose of this program, what I will be doing. I request you all to go into that part 1 introduction, just to have a idea on what will be covered. I'll be very thankful for that. So part 2 is on cosmetics, cosmeceuticals, the definitions of these, and I will give references of books in the area of cosmetics and other books which will be books and references that will be helpful to you. I am giving it in the start itself because it will aid you to do the references as you go on, or and be prepared for the next part of the program also. So if you go, what is the definition of cosmetics, right? Before that, I would like to say that we have said cosmeceuticals, but the title doesn't say cosmeceuticals, but we have introduced cosmeceuticals here because cosmeceuticals are the new evolving group of cosmetics, and we will explain. I will explain it a little later. Now, these cosmeceuticals are not do not have any regulatory standard. The word cosmeceutical itself is not recognized by regulatory, so I have not included this word in the main topic of discussion. So what is the definition of a cosmetic product? Cosmetic products as per Indian regulation is defined as the means of any article intended to be rubbed, poured, sprinkled or sprayed on or introduced into or otherwise applied to the human body or part thereof for cleansing, beautifying, promoting attractiveness or altering the appearance, and includes any article intended for use as a component for cosmetics. So what is this? Okay, now cosmetics is defined as means of any article intended to be rubbed. Example, creams and lotions, no? That is rubbed. Okay, poured, you can say perfumes you pour on your thing, no, on your hand. Then mouthwashes. Okay, sprinkled, famous talcum powder. Okay, that is sprinkled. Then sprayed, this is deodorants and antiperspirant spray, right? Or perfume sprays, no? Or introduced into or otherwise applied to the human body or any part of the body for cleansing. Soaps, shampoos, face washes, no? Even the face mask, all those things will come under cleansing category. Then beautifying. What are those beautifying things? Hair styling gels, right? Then hair remover, skin bleach, hair dyes, then hair straighteners are some of the examples of beautifying. Promotive attractiveness, maybe lipsticks, nail polish, these are all examples. Or altering the appearance, makeups, no? Liquid makeups or compressed tinted powders, these are all alter the appearance and includes any article intended for use as a component of cosmetics. What is that? So this not only regulates the cosmetic products but also ingredients used in cosmetic formulations, right? That is also regulated, right? So is this clear? So this is how it the definition goes to. So then broadly the cosmetic products can be further, no, from the definition can be classified into cleansing, no, where we said soaps, face washes, no, face mask, body wash, etc., etc. Caring, skin moisturizers, sun protection, anti-acne, no, these are all caring. Masking, the makeups, no, enhancing, lipsticks, nail polish, and all other beautifying products like hair dyes, hair straighteners, and also the skin bleaches, no, enhancing, it comes in enhancing. Now companies categorize their products into the skin care, hair care, no, then oral care, then skin cleansing, hair cleansing, no, then color cosmetics, then deos. So then this is how the companies separate their products, and then actually they do the research and development on these products. Now basically skin care, hair care, oral care, skin cleansing, hair cleansing, all deos, all these things, they are categorized as personal care products. Personal care products, okay, they classify it as personal care products. And lipsticks, nail polish, and all those things, no, they say color cosmetics, right? So they class personal care products are basically skin care, skin cleansing, hair care, hair cleansing, oral care, all those things come under personal care. Then deos and antiperspirants, then nail polish, all those the lipsticks, they all come under color cosmetics. So basically you can understand these classifications, no, so that you will know what is personal care, what is cosmetics, no, even though the regulatory has no such classifications. It's the industry classification as personal care and cosmetics, color cosmetics. right? Then we will go to the next thing as cosmeceuticals. What are cosmeceuticals? No, cosmeceuticals, I'm again telling you, it has no regulatory standing. Cosmeceutical products are marketed as cosmetics but contain biologically active ingredients that are safe for cosmetic use, right? Safe for cosmetic use, intended to benefit the user. Intended to benefit the user, right? So, the term cosmeceutical date back to the year 1970, coined by a dermatologist called Albert Kligman. Okay, so it is there for some time, but regulatory authorities don't recognize the term. But even though you classify your product as cosmeceutical, it should adhere to the all regulatory guidelines of cosmetics. So it can't have a medical claim and it heals and all those things it can't have. So all cosmeceuticals should adhere to the regulatory guidelines of cosmetics. So the cosmeceuticals are evolving. Right now, I will take some time in this slide. So what is happening? What is happening now? We have from simple creams and soaps and color cosmetics, it evolved to some body care, shampoos, hair care, right? And subsequently it further developed into functional products like anti-aging, anti-acne, skin blemish treatment, addressing skin blemish, then dandruff, addressing dandruff, right? Addressing hair fall, sun protection, and so on and on and on and on. So what is happening is the cosmetics is evolving into further more technology based products. Then again comes the organic products, organic cosmetics, then herbal cosmetics, then herbal actives, so on and on. So now all these things are happening, but three important things that you have to have in mind while developing or putting together a cosmetic product. Three, what is three? Safety, and safety to the consumers, right? This is very, very important, right? Because cosmetic products are used by the consumers regularly without any medical supervision. So safety. No, this is very, very important. Now, cosmetic scientists are left with a lot of challenges, right? Ultimately, why should a consumer, while developing a product, you should think, why should a consumer buy your product? Not only buy your product for the first time, but continue to use that product. Why? You have to design the product in such way. So two type of sciences. the science behind the formulations and the science of consumers, consumer science and cosmetic science. These two have to go together to make a winning product, right? So how your product will touch the consumers and how you develop a safe product. What? One, product. Two, consumers. No, you have to develop safe, effective, promise what you claim with good or excellent look, feel and smell at an affordable cost, preferably patentable, right? All these things, no? Right. So now understand the consumers, work with consumers, consumer need gap. So actually you have to understand the consumers and you have to put together, so the marketing and product development should work together in the way that you give a safe product which delivers all the things and a consumer safe, effective and consumer winning product. Okay? So we have to slowly understand each and every aspect of the science so that we can think about all the aspects of this safe, effective, consumer winning product. So further, what I would like to tell you is references. No, these are some of the books. There are a lot of books available in the market. These are some of the books, pouches, cosmetic books, the P.P. Sharma, then Harry's Cosmeticology, Handbook of Cosmetic Science by A.O. Barrell, Cosmetic Formulation for Skincare Products, Cosmetic Formulation for Skin. This is the Eric Jungerman. Then Dermatology, Cosmetic and Cosmetic Development. No, this is one good book. Then Marketing Management by Philip Kotler. These are some of the books you can refer, right? These are some of the books you can refer, and these are the things where you have to have, no? You have to have Indian pharmacopoeia. Some of the most of the cosmetic ingredients, excipients are mentioned in this. Bureau of Indian Standards for Cosmetics and Cosmetic Ingredients, British Pharmacopoeia, European Union Guidelines for Cosmetics, right? So EU Guidelines for Cosmetics, REACH Guidelines, Registration, Evaluation, Authorization, Restriction for Chemicals, Cosmetic Regulations and Cosmetic Product Specification of various countries, right? Here, cosmetic regulations, this will be, in India, it comes under Drugs and Cosmetic Act, okay? Drugs and Cosmetic Act is very, very important. So it regulates the regulation of the manufacture, sale, distribution of cosmetics is in the Drugs and Cosmetics Act. So most of the countries have the regulations, and cosmetic product specifications also. No, Bureau of Indian Standards gives cosmetic product specification and cosmetic ingredient specification, which the Drugs and Cosmetic Act also agree with that Bureau of Indian Standards. If you follow that, this will be agreed. And then the cosmetic specification, you have to be very careful if you are a global company, where suddenly the pH specification of different countries of a product. So for example, toothpaste, some people say 5 to 9, some people say 4.5 to 9. So we have to be very, very careful in some of these specifications. So suddenly you make the product, send it to the country and find out it is slightly out of the specification. So harmonization of these specifications are very, very important also. That is, no. Then CTFA, this is another very important book you should have. Cosmetics reference you should have. Cosmetics, toiletries, fragrance association guidelines. No, here you have all the INCI names and which has to be labeled according to the cosmetic product labeling should be according to the INCI names. No, this is very, very important. Then Martindale extra pharmacopoeia, then IFRA guidelines, International Fragrance Association guidelines. This is EWG, Skin Deep, is from a private body. It gives some of the safety database, some products, how safe it is, no, based on all the other literatures. It categorizes the product. It's a very useful tool. Then cosmetics advertisement standards of various countries. This is very, very important when you claim, when you work with marketing to claim certain products functions, and also the labeling, and no, you can't claim something, and advertisement also. In the advertisement, to what extent you can go to claim cosmetic products. So these are some of the references you should have with you. So see what subsequently we will be covering. No, for example, we are going to cover substrates, skin, hair, oral cavity, structure, functions and problems associated that can be addressed through cosmetics and personal care products, chemistry and application of ingredients used in personal care products, physicochemical aspects of dosage forms, creams, lotions, gels, sprays, liquid, paste, etc., formulation principles of cosmetics and personal care products, herbal and chemical functional actives, regulatory aspects. These are all over a period of time we will discuss, and I will upload this in the YouTube. Whatever we have discussed, we will be uploading in the YouTube whatever we are discussing, and on a regular intervals, right? Of course, whatever, only when I upload it you can listen to it. So these are the things today. So at end of every session, no, I would like to share with you a life lesson of mine. Okay, life lesson, right? 2 minutes, my life lesson. Have a middle path in life. Okay, have a middle path, meaning don't go extremes in anything, right? You have to have a balance, right? The river at the middle, it's very clear, at the edges turbulent. So if you are in a spiritual path, you should have a balance, and if you are in the material path, you should have a balance between family and house. So everything you should have a balance in life. Don't go to an extreme in any of the things that can make you more happier, right? Thank you for listening to me, and in the next video I will upload on skin, skin and its functions. Skincare we will discuss in 3-4 subsequent sections. Thank you. All have a good day. Thank you.